Hello there, math learners! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing on how to compute the variance of a discrete probability distribution. But before that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more updates. So without further ado, let's start to unlock your math potential. For our lesson objectives, at the end of this lesson, you are expected to first, illustrate and calculate the variance of discrete random variable. Second, we will interpret the variance of a discrete random variable. And third, solve problems involving variance of probability distributions. Formula for computing the variance and standard deviation of a discrete probability distribution. So the formula for our variance is given by the formula variance is equal to the summation of x squared times p of x minus mean squared. And for the formula of our standard deviation, we have here standard deviation is equal to square root of our variance, wherein x is the value of our random variable, p of x is the probability of the random variable x, and we have here the mean of the probability distribution. Here are the steps in computing the variance and standard deviation of a discrete probability distribution. So first step, we need to find the mean of the probability distribution. Second, multiply the square of the value of the random variable x by its corresponding probability. Third, we need to get the sum of the results obtained in step 2. And for step 4, we need to subtract the mean from the results obtained in step 3. So here is our given problem. The number of cars sold per day at a local dealership along with its corresponding probabilities is shown in the table below. Compute the variance and the standard deviation of the probability distribution. So we have here the given table of our probability distribution. On our first column, we have here the random variable x followed by the corresponding probabilities of our x. On the third column, we need to get the values when we multiply the x times the p of x. So we simply 0 times 1 over 10, we have 0. Next, 1 times 2 over 10, that is 2 over 10. Next, we have 2 times 3 over 10, we have 6 over 10. Next, we have 3 times 2 over 10, that is 6 over 10. Next, 4 times 2 over 10, that is 8 over 10. So next, add another column. On the fourth column, we have here the x squared. So meaning we need to square our random variable x. So first, 0 squared, that is 0. Next, 1 squared, that is 1. Next, 2 squared, 2 times 2, that is 4. Next, 3 squared, 3 times 3, that is 9. 4 squared, 4 times 4, that is 16. Next, we will add another column. On our fifth column, we have here x squared times p of x. Try to look at on our fifth column, we need to multiply the results on our fourth column to its probabilities on the second column. So 1 over 10 times 0, that is 0. Next, we have 1 times 2 over 10, that is 2 over 10. Next, 4 times 3 over 10, that is 12 over 10. And next, 9 times 2 over 10, that is 18 over 10. And next, 16 times 2 over 10, that is 32 over 10. So, from here, we need first to get our mean. Okay, we need first to find the mean. So, saan natin makukuha yung mean? From our third column. So, the values from our third column, we need to add the results here. So, we need to add, since they have a common denominator of 10, so we only need to add the numerators. So, since 0 na siya, hindi na siya kasali. So, we have 2 plus 6 plus 6 plus 8. So, the summation of x times p of x is equal to 22 over 10, or the mean is 2.2 if we divide 22 over 10. So, the mean of our probability distribution on the third column, we have 2.2. Next, we need to get the sum of our fifth column. We have the summation of x squared times p of x. So we need to add the results of our fifth column. So we have here 64 over 10. So if we add 2 plus 12 plus 18 plus 32, that is 64 over 10. And if we divide 64 divided by 10, that is 6.4. Now we can get our variance. So the formula of our variance, we have here the summation of x squared times p of x, which is 6.4, minus the mean, which is 2.2 squared. So we have here equals to, again, the value of our summation of x squared times p of x is, we have 6.4. We have here. Next, minus the mean. So our mean is 2.2. And we need to square the mean. Okay, so the square of our mean is 4.84. And to get the variance, we need to subtract 6.4 minus 4.84, and that would give us 1.56. So meaning the variance is 1.56. And in order for us to get the standard deviation, we simply get the square root of our variance. So since the variance is 1.56, so we will need just to square this 1.56, and that is 1.248. So the standard deviation of this probability distribution is 1.248. Now, kung may natutunan kayo sa video ito, try to test yourself of these three problems. And don't forget to comment your answers below.